Y'all, we back
Yo.
with way less people this time.
If y'all was wondering whose show it is, it's us.
It's your boy Devil Aaron.
It's your boy Mars.
What's good, y'all?
What's going on? What's cracking?
Yo, it's been a minute since y'all seen us, huh? Y'all probably like these things are 6 videos never come back.
But of course, we're getting it together, and we're getting everything in line for the next episodes and great content for y'all. So stay tuned in for that.
Um, just so y'all know, we kind of fucking around with this setting we got here.
Yeah.
We trying to get these camera angles right. So
But,
while y'all liking and subscribing and hitting that notification button, y'all can put down in the comments how the set's looking, what it's looking like, if y'all messing with it, if y'all not messing with it, what we could do better, as we only want to deliver premium content. But in our last video, we was talking about mental health at the end. We said we wanted to touch on that.
mm-hmm.
And we was trying to figure out ways to kind of like touch on the subject. And we figured having too many people in the beginning to talk about it would not leave enough time to get everybody's opinions. So me and Mars, we figured we will delve into the topic first. We explain what mental health is, and maybe even go through some situations we might have been through when we was having some mental health issues, or in a company of somebody that might have had mental health issues and what the effects were.
Of course. For us people who don't know what mental health is, of course, like instead of me spitballing and saying what mental health is, I actually looked this up, went to mentalhealth.gov. So if people who don't know, go to mentalhealth.gov. It explains in full depth of what mental health is. It goes into exact details of the signs of it and what could lead into mental health. So for people who don't know what mental health is, I'm gonna read it here myself. Is that mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think and feel and act. It also determines how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Mental health is very important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. And so, for earlier signs, of course, I'm just kind of run through the list. Eating or sleeping too much or too little, pulling away from people and usual activities, having low or no energy, feeling numb or like nothing matters, having unexplained aches and pains, feeling helpless or hopeless, smoking, drinking, or using drugs more than usual, feeling unusually confused, forgetful, on edge, angry, upset, worried, or scared, yelling or fighting with family and friends, experiencing severe mood swings that causes problems in relationships, having persistent thoughts and memories you can't get out of your head. That's cool. That's crazy. Hearing voices or believing things that are not true, thinking of harming yourself or others, and inability to perform daily tasks like taking care of your kids or getting to work or school. So that's your early signs of mental health. To do daily tasks. Now I know like stress. I know stress in life, and I can't even say that's like a mental health thing, but like I think it involves like stress in people's lives or just like certain situations, scenarios that people are dealing with, either is stress at work or even family issues. You know what I'm saying? Like to not wash your ass every day.
Yo, but it be that bad for some people sometimes, especially depending on what they're going through. I always wonder myself, because I don't know, I look at life differently from most people. So, you know what I'm saying? I think one of the mental, not even of the things people talk about always is childhood trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that happened to us as kids, and it all depends on who you are as a person, whether or not you consider it childhood trauma. Like for me, I consider my upbringing regular. Like all the shit that
Yeah.
happened when I was a kid was just some shit that was supposed to happen when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from it. I learned what to do, what not to do, and then I just apply it to life. But there are some other people that are like, yo, that shit really fucked my life up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, like, when you hear it from another person's perspective, like, even if you don't agree with it, you could always look back and be like, damn, I could see how that would have done that. Because that's some fucked up shit. Like, if you hear some of the stories, like, you can definitely see why somebody would, be in certain moods or, like, not wanting to do stuff or just feeling down all the time,
Mm-hmm.
depressed and anxious and all types of stuff, especially if there's a trigger.
Like, I agree. Like, I want to say, I've heard stories, but to apply it for myself, I think for me, childhood traumas when it comes to either adapting or just like touching bases on mental health for me, I think it's more of just like maybe lack of both parents in the home. Maybe that can play more of a child trauma
Mm-hmm.
situation because me growing up in a single parent household, you know, you
That's a
miss
mother, by the way.
moms.
Single mother.
Mom Dukes. She took care of both of us. So, um, without having like the father figure in the picture, I think that will probably include maybe some mental health issues, maybe for myself. Maybe I've lacked in the guidance of being a man and having to learn from women
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't really have male role models, honestly, bro.
No.
We didn't
I
have
was
male
raised
role
by a
models.
single mother too, so like
Single moms, man.
it's just
holding it
whether
down.
whether or not people like to, it's just certain things you got to be able to learn from your dad. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like your mom and your dad, like your mom had a completely different upbringing than your dad did.
Oh, for real.
Your dad had to do stuff that I'm sure your mother never would have had to do as a kid growing up.
Mhm.
So it was always going to be two different perspectives. But we only being raised by one,
Yeah.
and that's our mother's perspective.
Yeah.
And so you would think, oh, well, what about your uncles? It's just a question.
People, I'm not letting y'all into the family business, but we ain't really having.
Listen, anyway, so we're just going to say we skipped that portion of the application because it didn't apply to us.
It did it.
And then you got your grandma. So, like, your grandma, I guess, was kind of like the male figure. Like,
She had to be.
Grandma,
Yeah,
grandma was a thug, but she had to be. Like,
yo, she had to. First of all, there was too many of us. There was too many of us to really gotta take control over. But she made it work though. There was like what, was 16 of us?
Yeah.
There was like 16 of us. There was 16 of us that she took care of
In her house.
in one house
At one time.
while all of our moms were working, maybe like, the typical 9 to 5 or maybe long hours, but she took care of that whole foundation. She made sure that we were learning our ABCs, that we learned how to play together.
Share.
You know what I'm saying? Sharing, she fed us. We didn't go starving. We wasn't hungry at all. Never hungry.
Food. Round the clock. Every day.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then occasionally run to the store and all that other good stuff.
Every day.
But yeah, like getting back to it, like we didn't have no male role models, so now our grandmothers, our moms, like had to really take over and just show us, like, okay, I got the girls, but let me try to get to the boys because there's no real guidance from the male's perspective on that side. So
And the age gap was crazy. Super crazy. Like, imagine just having kids in your house from like the ages of like 2 all the way up to like 17.
17, man. Like
At that point, like
you gotta mold each and every individual, each age gap, and it's crazy how it's just only one person that's doing it all. So that's how I feel like, yo, without the male role model, without the male presence in our lives, we kind of lack a lot of things. But we did learn. As growing up, as men, we did have to experience ourselves, like how to be a man outside from just the family.
And because of that, I got my ass beat a lot.
Oh, I was the king of dodging ass whoopings. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what. I tell you. King of dodging ass whoopings. I just made sure, you gotta put that leg up
Right,
sometimes. Make sure you gotta wear baggy shorts and jeans sometimes.
Yo.
That was the good era of having baggy
Listen,
jeans during that time.
If y'all ever wonder why motherfuckers had 6XL t-shirts, that's because we was dodging ass whoopings.
Man.
You know what? That's another childhood trauma that people talk about. Ass whoopings.
Ass whoopings? We got him.
I got a lot.
We got him.
I got him a lot.
We got him. Like I said, I was the king of dodging them shits, but we got him. Compared to like today's kids, like I said, especially if you're growing up with today's like children, oh man, they don't know about ass whoopings. They don't know about ass whoopings.
That's because if you wasn't born between like 87 and 95,
you ain't get your
ass whooped. And don't get me started. See, I think this is where America always gets everything misconstrued. We are not talking about child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Like our mothers wasn't coming home and was like, Wednesday, and that bitch ain't had no chips, and she just started wailing on us. Like it was all like,
you didn't take the meat out.
Especially, listen, my mother was the queen of ass whoopings. But I was always in some shit though. That's the thing. Like because there was no male figure around. Yo, me and my brothers and sisters, we would push my mother to the fucking limit.
There was more, y'all.
Yeah, there was way more of us. Poor thing, she didn't know what she was doing. 4 kids by 24. Who thought of that plan?
Bro, first of all,
I hope she didn't write that down like words. So 18, I'm a plan to have my first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then by 24, I'm trying to have 7 strong.
I have to say, my sister caught the shitty end of the stick. I have to say that. Just because she was like, I was the younger one. I was the baby. So yeah. I really didn't have time to really get into shit. But my sister did because she is an age difference. So she was a teenager when I was young. So like, she was doing teenage girl shit. So of course because my mom, she's like always on it. Like she'd be like, you be in the house at this and this time.
Yo,
and if
she
you're late,
was, your mom was like general son. She's like,
well, we were sheltered kids when we was young, man. Yo, I'm telling you.
Yo, just so y'all know, we used to look forward to going to our grandmother's house because our grandmother let us do whatever we wanted. Within means, because she'll still beat your ass though.
So get your ass whooped. What?
Yo, you ever get your ass beat and feel loved at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
My grandma did. That was it. Like
get your ass whooped and offer
and
some
then
piece
she
of chicken.
gave you like a honey bun or some shit after. And tell her she loved
go
you.
to the store now. Go get you some snack.
But it was
just
all out of love,
ass,
especially since like a lot of times when I got my ass beat, I didn't even get mad after because I was like, yeah. I had that one coming.
But I mean, we'll do some stupid shit.
We did some stupid shit as kids, man. So that's why I was like, I don't ever want people to be like, oh my God, childhood ass whoopings. No. And that's not the case. Sometimes, especially as single parents, which is why I give single moms so much credit, Because, sometimes, these kids nowadays, they be pushing their parents to the point where, they feel like something got to change. Like, these parents are tired of getting disrespected by these kids.
Kids, man.
And, like, my mom used to always have to do what she had to do because there was no dad around to be like, hey, y'all stop that. We was going to listen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And that's why it makes a very important place to have like a male figure in our lives. Like, I want to say for our generation, like we have to do better. We have to be better than our parents because some of us lacked a lot of father time. You know what I'm saying? Like having that presence, being able to tell us the right from wrong, guide us, mold us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel we, as millennials, we lack so much of it, but we have to change that. We got to change that whole dynamic of how our relationships are, because I know for a fact that when we don't have that, it really fucks it up. Excuse the language, but it fucks it up.
The scale is kind of fucked up.
And Now look at this. What you call what's this? Gen Z now?
Yeah.
Gen Z, man,
Sensitive ass kids.
these are sensitive ass kids. Like even I want to beat some of these kids' asses. I'm not even a parent. Like I still want to whoop some of their asses though. Like it makes no sense how they just like talk so much shit,
Yo.
so much shit. And I've watched them as like me being like working at different jobs and like being security at like different places like retail. I was retail security at one point, and I used to stand in the front. I was always the guy at the front, and hearing some of these kids like speak to their parents,
Yo.
even when they get caught stealing.
Yo.
Oh my goodness! One girl was like, "Oh, it's only $100." I was like, if I told my mother that and I got caught stealing back in the day, I wouldn't sit here. I would not be here, people.
Believe
My grave will be somewhere out in like I don't know. But
my grandmother was, yo, that was it. Yo, y'all know in my family, depending on what you did and how bad it was, it was a good chance you was gonna get your ass beat twice.
Well,
Because my grandma was gonna beat your ass too.
oh, she was part two.
Yeah, she was part two.
If she wasn't part one, she was part two. Oh my goodness.
But you know what's interesting? I was having a conversation with Nikki. Shout out to her. She was in the last podcast. Like
Shout
and
out to
subscribe,
Nick.
y'all. Hit that notification bell.
Bang bang.
And we was talking about, you remember like how when we was younger, and you know what I'm saying, you be at the crib and you do something, and your moms jump on you, and you can't do nothing but take it. Like you just go like, that's my mom. I can't even say nothing.
Yeah.
But now you fast forward to like you're almost 30, and your mother still thinks she could talk to you like you 6 years old. And now you be like, no, I had to get her ass the other day. Hold on. Don't let it, listen.
You crossing the line, man.
Right, like
You crossing the line.
Listen,
I'm not 5 no more. You can't be talking to me.
I need all my parents out here, listen, okay? I know y'all think like, these are gonna be my babies forever. But the level of disrespect we will be taking in our 30s is not what you think it is. Like, cause I noticed that, yo. Like people like that were born in like the mid 60s, early 70s. Yo, if their mother cussing them out, that's it. They gonna take that shit.
Mhm.
Like, you know why she talking to me like that?
Mhm.
Like, that's crazy. That's wild. These kids I was born anywhere between 80 and 95. You talk to her like that, right? You like, whoa.
You crossed.
I don't know who the fuck you think you're speaking to in this manner.
Did you just raise your voice? You just raised your voice that way.
And we don't care. And we don't care no more because we already know we got our own place to stay now. So if you like get out, we be like,
all right, bet.
bye.
I got my own keys to my own car. I got my own place to live. All right, I ain't got to stay here.
You don't pay my bills no more like that. You can't talk to me. You better talk to me like I'm a regular citizen.
Mm-hmm. But
All jokes aside, though, much respect to no more.
yeah, I give my mom the utmost respect.
Yo, if I had to say anything, I will say I feel like everybody from 11 Spencer Street has had this like, yo, you would think my grandma run a cult because every one of us behaved the same way. Like it was tough because we had tough parents.
Yeah.
And it was only tough when it had to be. The other time, it was all love, all the fun, all the laughter.
Mm-hmm.
And so when people see us, they say, yo, your family is so polite. You know, like, and even though it's weird in this day and age, because like if you call somebody ma'am now, they get mad as fuck.
Oh yeah, they feel like
Or like
just
sir,
telling them
they're like, yo,
or something.
they're like, what do you thinking I'm old? I'm like, motherfucker, you older than me.
You're older than me. I'm just respecting my
Right.
elders.
I'm just being like, you know, but people always say like, yo, I can tell you were raised by a southern, like you have like a southern grandma or something like that, based on the way you talk. Because I refer to everybody as ma'am and sir. Because I don't know your name personally. So I'm not gonna say yo.
I mean, honestly, I'll kick up the lingo a little bit, but I usually will say ma'am, sir, or miss. But yeah, raised with manners, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we learned first. You talk with manners. You speak to your elders with respect. You speak with respect, you gain respect. Even if they don't give it to you at all. At least they know that And then the disrespect never came from this side. It will always come from somebody else. And there's some ignorant people out in this world. There's some ignorant people.
The amount of ethics I see.
Oh,
I'm sorry, unethical people I see.
true.
Ethics would mean you have morals.
Right.